Okay, good. So let's go back to what you were saying. So this is Henry Lee from you're living right now in Vernon, BC. And
Yep,
some of the biggest issues that you've been finding, number one, is people that have problems with navigating the healthcare system and need
yep,
to have power of attorney issues to deal with families that are dealing with issues with the healthcare system. Is that correct?
yep, yeah. The power of attorney (POA) to help deal with their finances, the seniors' finances. So essentially, helping families how to apply for power of attorney on their mother or father who are elderly.
Yeah.
And the second thing is the helping families to set up health directives. We call it representative agreements, or how to access the public guardianship or public trusteeship, because people don't know how to do that, and I do, and that was my job as a social worker, is to help them navigate that.
I see. And you
Yeah,
were also saying something about you have expertise in doing the
capacity assessments,
mental capacity assessments. Yes.
mental. Yep, yep, exactly. I do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's kind of really what how I would there's a huge gap, and there's so many seniors, as we know, care homes, as we know, the baby boomers, are are now in retirement homes and care homes, and a lot of them are just left, when they're admitted to care homes, when they're put in there, a lot of the times their kids, their adult children don't know how to navigate the mental health system, how to navigate getting a power of attorney. They don't know how to do any of that. So so I
Yeah.
would I would offer those services to them. Um, and how would they may not necessarily pay me out of have to approach whoever would fund me to offer that service as a private, as an entrepreneur, as a contractor, whatever you want to call it. I
Mm-hmm.
just don't want to be an employee anymore, doing those types of things. I'd rather be doing it uh, as an entrepreneur.
Sounds great. So
Yeah.
it sounds like you've defined your niche, and we talked about some of the driving force, like you are in your 50s and such. And I suggested that what we do is kind of like a strategy. This is a strategy call, and then we
Okay.
go into dissecting exactly what it is that you want to do. We look and see if we can match some of the issues that are needed right there in Vernon, BC, to how we can match them up to funders and how you can get paid through all of this.
Yes.
And so I see that your clientele would vary from youth advocacy with the mental health to the senior advocacy and mental health issues
Hmm.
and the advocacy work and possibly doing those mental capacity assessments. Now,
Yeah.
if you're dealing with any issues like we are in Alberta, I know the healthcare system's gone to heck,
Yes, it
and
has.
we really need to extrapolate different ways, perhaps, of doing business to better meet the needs of people.
Yes,
Right.
absolutely. Yeah.
So,
No,
if you
also,
would like, I can do a little deeper dive with
yeah,
you, and
yeah,
from your resume to this recording that we have, and then do analysis of the population over there. What are the real struggles?
yeah. No, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I am interested. Before I haven't even discussed or asked you off, when we first met. What is your, what do you like? What is your fees involved in doing these kinds of things, Lisa? I haven't even discussed that with you.
Well, it really depends on the issue. Like for some people, like this strategy call.
Yep.
Um, Usually I just talk to the person, we do a half hour to an hour, and then after that, you tell me exactly what you want. You know, if I'm doing 5 hours of work or whatever,
Yeah.
um, or am I doing like what is it exactly that you want or need? It really depends on the amount of time that I spend assisting you.
Okay.
Now, for instance, I had a lady in BC who's we exchange services sometimes. So she
Uh-huh.
allows me to stay at her place in Vancouver for nothing because I helped her with her strategy plan.
Okay.
She set
Mm-hmm.
up her Airbnb. I created the posters for her and also emails, who to email, like for her target audience. And
Okay.
um, since we started about a month and a half ago, she's already made eight to $10,000.
Oh, wow, nice.
And
That's
that's
awesome.
just from rental of a one room place. And they have it
Mhm.
to do a minimum of 2 nights. So I told her, you want audiences where you're not having crappy people renting your place? And
Mhm.
mostly if they're out of towners, like people that are traveling to Vancouver, possibly immigrants coming from different countries to check out real estate, for instance. Because some
Right.
places you can't trust all the people that are coming through the doors, but that is a really high
Yeah.
indicator that you're probably dealing with somebody that's authentic. And with
Yes.
Airbnb, you have to pay up front. And she's home too. It's just one room in her house.
I see. Okay.
So that's
Wow.
just an example.
Right. Okay.
So now,
So
now she is making money, which is good.
okay. So yeah, I mean, I guess really, I mean, we're just kind of this is, I mean, we don't really know each other very well. I mean, we just
No,
met at one time, and yeah, I mean, the sort of common denominator, if you will, is we both know Papa Chonga, and
yeah,
you know, and my sense would be is that you know you guys are probably have similar view as myself. I'm assuming in terms of you know how we view where the direction of our society is going and all the different kinds of mandates and policies that they're putting in place that are seemingly ridiculous and
mm-hmm,
sometimes outright ridiculous. I mean, you know, without going into all the rabbit trails and what have you, you
yeah,
may, you know, maybe extrapolate from what I may be where I'm going with all this, and is that I feel that in the next year, you know, couple years, things can get really sticky and really, for lack of a better word, it can get really nasty with the way that some of the regulatory bodies may may mandate that I may not agree with. So that's another thing that I'm looking why I'm kind of looking at. Uh, um, Veering off the mainstream path, if you will, because I don't align with their policies and their procedure, their policies and their mandates and their demands, if you will.
mm-hmm,
If you can glean from what I'm saying,
yeah. Okay, so
uh,
that sounds great. I understand perfectly where you're coming from because I know, depending on whoever the heck is in leadership, um,
yes.
like for instance in Edmonton here, because we had a lot of bullying going on with social workers in my
Hmm.
department, they got rid of all the social workers.
Oh wow,
And
really?
that's really affected the community hugely because they don't want to deal with, the all the complaints and everything because we just had a crappy supervisor.
Hmm.
And they can do that.
Yep. Yep.
A job nowadays we're
They
we
can, and
replaced very easily. So work smartly is
yeah.
what I'm saying is that let's work on structuring something. And it
Okay.
might not happen overnight, but then again, you might find somebody that says, "Hey, we want to consult with you." And
Right.
Henry, we know that you have some skill sets that we can utilize not only for their business, but HR might want to hire you for working with some of their staff to help them
Right.
how to deal with, the vulnerable populations.
Hmm. Yes. Yeah.
Like I'm
So,
thinking of the YMCA or something like that.
right. Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or, uh, I work a lot here with through the Friendship Center. I work a lot with the Boys and Girls Club. Can,
Yeah. So there's
could maybe
different
train their
ways in
son how to,
which, yeah,
deal with.
there's different ways that you can possibly provide your service. Now it depends if you're working with nonprofits or profits, or like
Well,
groups.
yeah. Well, similar to you, I have to make a living. This would be my business, right? And like you said, I can't do a nonprofit thing because I have to generate an income.
Yeah,
Um, age where I that age where I can, I'm semi-retired and I'm well off. Far far from that for sure. But
yeah,
well, so I guess really my next question would be is I have been thinking about this for quite a while. I mean, I can market myself and do a business plan, but at the end of the day, it's still I'd still have to sort of pound the pavement, if you will, and it's pretty hard to do that when I don't quite have I'm reliant on my full-time income, my job.
yeah,
And so I
yeah.
do understand what you're saying, and I do understand reality is this takes a lot of work and it takes time to build the connections and the networking
Mm-hmm.
and get out there to sell yourself, and that's the reality of it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it's a full-time job in itself to build that, to get that built up and developed. It's not going to happen overnight. I
Mm-hmm.
realize that. As much as that, it sounds good. Oh man, I got this 20 years experience. I'm a registered social worker, and people should be pounding at my door for my services and pay me. No, I know that that's not the reality.
Yeah.
So I know it will take a lot of work to create this kind of business, and it'll take that being said, I do have a few things going for me in terms of the fact that I've been 8 years and I've built a little bit of a network. But that doesn't mean anything. I mean, it does help a little bit, but it still doesn't mean that it doesn't replace the fact that I still got to go and sell myself to these organizations that may be interested in paying me to do work with them. And it
Mm-hmm.
sounds to me that's kind of where you were going with this.
Yeah, like if you find a niche, a problem that the community has, and they
Yeah,
need some expertise, it depends on how you go in there. Like you might
mm,
want to structure it so that you could have nonprofit clients, and
right.
they pay you kind of like consultant fees, or you
Right.
do workshops for them to educate them how to do this or
Yeah.
something like that. You just show
Right.
them how to do it so that you become the expert. And it sounds like you are the expert because you've been doing this for
Exactly.
quite some time.
Yeah, I
So,
think I have a few things to offer. Yeah.
yeah. So I think, brainstorming all of those different areas, like even the job titles that you've had at different places would be good to kind of like uh, be good to extrapolate all of that and put it into the pool of your assets. Because
Right.
right now, what we need to do is look at your data of all your assets and what you can best streamline as far
Right.
as a program or something like that for the community.
Hmm.
And you can start by doing surveys. What is it that we really need in our communities? and
Okay.
and ask them before you create it all and think, okay, well,
Mm.
it's I need to hear from the audiences and
Yeah.
also the funders because at the end of the day you need to get paid. Now,
Yeah.
the other audience that you might have too is something that you may not even think of, but you're male and you're Asian, right?
Hmm.
And
Yes, I am.
a lot of that might be another target audience to work with males that are dealing with whatever adjustments
Right.
in Canadian society or whatever.
Yes,
You speak your language?
I do. I'm fluent in it. Yeah. I'm Vietnamese.
So there you go. You could speak
Yeah.
Vietnamese. And I know that, in particular here in Edmonton, I know that they were having a hard time, especially connecting because the city of Edmonton, our lines of business was family violence some years ago,
Mhm.
and we didn't have any representation from your background to deal with the men.
Okay.
So they had a whole whack
Hmm.
of programs. Men without hats. They had men's group programs. They did retreats on weekend, all kinds of stuff.
Right.
So that's another potential area that you might want to look at.
Inter- Yeah.
And you know what? There will be men that will not want to go to nonprofit organizations that might want to just pay you $100 an hour or something like that for a
Right.
counseling session.
Yeah. That's you know what, that's true. And I guess my other now that leads me to the other question is, and I alluded to that when you were at the center is it does it even warrant any merit of pursuing a master's degree, given the fact that it can help leverage more of a larger audience and
Well,
clientele
you
that can
know,
pay through their insurance extended health benefit? You know what I mean?
well, okay, well, that's maybe something you need to check into is the criteria for BC and what they're asking for. Because for myself to spend another, what, 20, $30,000 to go to school
Quite
for
easy.
2 more years after 36 years of experience, the math just didn't add up for me.
No, and it doesn't for me either. I mean, I look at it too, and I go, yeah. At my age, 50, mid 50s now, 54, 55, and I'm thinking, well, you know what? How long do I want to? I guess I still got 10 more years before I can collect the pension. But does it justify 30, 35, 40 grand to get a master's? And I'm in the same kind of train of
Yeah.
thought as yourself. So
Yeah.
but
And,
then on the other hand, yeah, if I do that, I recoup that because I could recoup that quite easily because then I'd get more clients that can pay through insurance companies. Because I know my colleagues in Alberta that have their masters in either psychology or social work, they can do private counseling and get paid by Blue Cross or other insurance companies. And
yeah.
so it opens up a lot of doors for them. That's
Mm-hmm.
the rationale for why I'm thinking if I, bit the bullet, spent the 35 grand, 2 years to get it, to knock it out, get it done. And then, you know, then I could then reach a larger audience that can pay me, through their insurance companies. Because most of these people that access insurance counseling would only do it because their health benefit plan pays it. Otherwise, they're not going to pay a counselor $150 an hour out of their own pocket.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and
Well, if you feel like you have the energy
they
to do
don't
it,
cover bachelor's degree, cover masters.
yeah. Do
So
you have the energy to do it, is my question.
that is a beautiful question. That is a very honest question. I've asked myself that, and I flip flop, I vacillate back and forth with that question. I wrestle with that. I Part of me is motivated, and then part of me says, "Oh my God, I got so many things, at my age, do I have the energy?" That's a great question. But moreover, the other thing is the financial commitment. Because if I'm
Mhm.
gonna pull the plug, if I'm gonna pull the trigger, I better be dang ready to fully commit to this because
Mhm.
I'm not gonna waste 35 grand if I'm half-hearted about this.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
you're
that's
absolutely right.
exactly it.
Yeah.
You see, I also had I had done some courses like I did I sold life insurance too before. I was with World Financial Group, and that really
Okay.
helped me a lot to put my financial skill set hat on. And
Yep.
the other possibility is to do something different and totally out of the field that makes
Yep.
a difference in people's lives. Because we know that a
Yeah.
lot of people don't have life insurance policies to begin with.
No.
But again, you're chasing the audience
Yep.
in order
Yep.
to make the money.
and it can be tough, especially if you don't have if a person doesn't have a base income, right? Like if you don't have a steady
Yeah,
income,
yeah,
have living on that kind of inconsistency and fluctuation could be really difficult to pay your
yeah.
rent and other bills. So the other thing for me is, I'll just quickly say is, yeah, I got a direction of how I want to go about this.
How
The
do you want to go
Masters
about it?
is still in. It's I haven't completely shut the door on that, but right now it's not grabbing me, hitting me in the face and saying I got to do it, I got to do it. It's just in the back burner, and it has been the back burner for so many years. But anyway, uh, I'm aside from that, I still feel I can pursue entrepreneurship based on my where I'm at currently with my undergraduate degree and my couple decades of experience. um, and then of course I have also 35 years, 3 decades plus experience as a dog trainer, and I can also offer dog therapy into the whole equation, if you will, because I do bring that aspect and that another layer of expertise into helping people using dog therapy, animal
That's perfect. That's
therapy.
a
I'm very
beautiful.
passionate about that.
You
So
do
so how
very
do
well with that.
yeah, so
People will
yes, yeah,
pay for that. Yes, people will
I
pay
would,
for that.
yeah, and that's what I'm really wanting to do is how do I incorporate that into the overall picture, the overall business plan, and I
Okay.
feel that I can incorporate that. I'm just not good at organizing. It's not my I'm not good at going about organizing this. It's
Well,
not
this
my
is
expertise.
this is my forte. I love strategy.
Um, I get that impression that you're really
Yeah.
good at. Yeah.
So
So
you'd like me
anyway,
to, if you throw me your resume,
yep,
send me your
I can do that.
resume, and I can start working on a little bit of a profile for you,
Okay.
of everything, and then see what it all comes up with, different scenarios. I'll also do a little bit of research about
Yep.
what Vernon has to offer as far as what are the biggest issues in Vernon and how we can merge those two together, and also look for funding opportunities.
Okay. Mhm.
Mainstream population will pay you for dog training. They will.
Yes, they
And they
will.
will pay
They
you
will.
big bucks for it
Yep.
too.
They will.
So,
Absolutely. Yep.
and on the side of that is like the other part of that is you might even want to get into counseling people who are going through grief after losing their dogs.
Oh, wow. That's a huge, that'd be a big one. And I've experienced that myself personally, losing my own dog a year and a half ago. Yeah, and I know it, it's just it's like losing a family member, like losing a brother or sister. It's no different.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, it's different
Isn't this exciting? You're kind of like
form of
opening
grief,
the
but it's
door.
still grief. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
like opening the door to a lot of possibilities.
yeah, yeah,
And
for sure.
and how to kickstart life after loss, and then you could have a pet, therapy sessions and stuff, you know,
Yes,
is the grief of the loss and you specialize in that area.
I definitely feel that there's not a lot of people that uh, bring that that experience or that type of work.
Yeah.
That's where my niche would be, I feel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, do you want me to
So,
work some magic for you?
well, I feel really I'm sensing a very positive vibe talking with you, Liz, and I feel my thing is I got to work out how I'm going to be able to pay you. So that's where I'm at. I want to be completely upfront and
Well,
honest
you know what? Let's
with you
see
because
how much time I
I'm
spend
here.
into it. Let me do my magic,
Okay.
first of all, and you tell me what you feel
Okay.
it's worth, okay? Usually for
Okay.
a session for my Grief Warrior program, now that's for clients that get certificates at the end, but
Yep.
strategy is different. I'm happy even with $50 an hour, you know?
Okay.
Go
Yeah.
low just to help you out. And
Okay.
And then, if that works out, great. But you know what? For me, it's kind of ridiculous to say that because it might take me 1 hour, it might take 5 hours, it might take 20 hours. Or
Right.
would you just pay for the job? $500
Right.
with for the complete deal. You get me a business plan, where to apply for different things, how to
Right.
strategize talking to. So there's different things. How many times are we going to
Okay.
meet? How many times, like, what do you like, what you don't like, how I can curtail that. And
Right.
so sometimes I
Okay.
shouldn't let people just pay what they feel they can pay.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It does. Yes. Yes, it does. Yep.
So that's how I am. I'd like you to see what I'm going to produce for you first, and then you
Okay.
can tell me, okay, what value does that have to you?
I think that that's very fair, and I would be good to go with that.
Yeah, because
Yep.
I feel that everybody, as long as you would do for me like something on the side, like write me a letter of reference, because
Absolutely.
references are a killer in this industry.
It is. And
Yeah.
I would have no issue doing that for sure.
Okay. Because if I can expand my audience, like
Oh,
even Suzanne, like the lady
absolutely.
that's 72, all the work that I've done for her in Vancouver, from her having nothing to having a book now, having a business plan, having her Airbnb, and making money. She's
Hmm.
happier than heck with me. So that's
Nice.
what I
Okay.
want for you too. I want you to start making money. And I didn't even know that you trained dogs for 35 years. So, how to merge all your skill sets
Well, yeah,
and
I'm
create the plan.
originally I'm from Lethbridge, Alberta, Lise.
Oh, Lethbridge, right.
Yeah, I landed there in November of 1979 from Vietnam as a 7.5-year-old immigrant boy, uh, and lived in Lethbridge till 2017. So I was there for 7 years of my life in Vietnam, 40 years of my life in Alberta, and 8 years of my life in Vernon. So I'm 54.
Yeah, 54 years. And you have
Um,
kids, right?
so
How
you know,
many kids do you have?
I'm doing, I do, yeah. I have two. I have a 13-year-old daughter and a 35-year-old daughter in Calgary. She's a nurse there in Calgary. I mean, I love Alberta. Okay, I love Vernon. I mean, it's nice, as you know, but my heart is always going to be in Alberta because
Okay.
that's where my roots are, right?
Okay.
But that being said, I'm here in Vernon. I've been here for 8 years. I got my 13-year-old daughter. I've got to try to plant roots here, and
Okay.
and I've got a bit of a good decent network in being in the
Yeah.
field. So
So
I've I've
you
got
have
an
a wife too in the picture or no?
I used to. No, unfortunately, I don't anymore.
So
I've
you're a
been a
single man?
single man for the last 6 years. I mean, it's just kind of the way life is,
And
the way
you're you're part-time raising your daughter.
it is.
Okay.
Yeah,
The mom is right there in Vernon too?
she is. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. We co-parent. We get along. Yeah.
Okay, good. Kind of gives me a picture of where you're at
Hmm.
economically and where you want to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you envision for yourself in the next 5 years?
Oh my gosh, that is a great question. Well, there's some philosophical underpinning behind that question, and I won't go into all of the philosophical things that I envision myself to. Really, basically, I think if I were to, be succinct about this, I would say that it's really about to help humanity, help, obviously help, first and foremost, keep myself grounded, keep myself healthy, mentally, physically. That has to be foremost. But really, I envision the next 5 years as we maneuver and we go through this rapid change in society where I think we're going to see, you know, we're not, like we're going to see such mental health and addictions and all sorts of life challenges and struggles that humanity will go through. I want to be able to be there to help them weather that storm. And I mean, I mean, I'm speaking sort of in a philosophical terms here, but really, I see myself as a change agent, as a person that can help people, a navigator, a connector, a supporter. Um, just basically helping people navigate what we're going to go through with our rapid society, with the rapid changes. So I haven't really quite articulate that very well, but that's kind of really, it's not about money is just a means to an end for me. It's not about being filthy rich and being a billionaire. We need it to live, and I want to live comfortably. I don't want to struggle financially. I have most of my life, and it sucks, but I'm not a greedy guy. I just want to have enough money where I can live and ultimately help other people that are in need, because there are a lot of people struggling financially. If I was in a position where I was ahead financially, I could help people out. But if I, but I've never been in that position, and it would be great to be in that position. Why the hell is our system structured such a way where we're taxed, up the wazoo, if you will, and we just can't get ahead financially because our
Mm-hmm.
is set up for us not to, as an employer, as an employee. We're not. They're not. It's not designed for us to be able to get ahead financially. So anyway, I'm sorry for digressing
Oh,
and sort
no,
of,
no, it's good
but
to hear you. I want to
what,
really hear all these things.
yeah, and I think knowing Papa Changa and Jordan being very aware and awake of what's going on in our society, and I assume you are as well. I don't know you very well, and maybe I'm jumping to conclusion, or maybe I'm presumptuous, but I feel and I get the sense that you would probably have similar values and views on what's going on with our society. So ultimately, if I may sum it up, I would say it's really helping our society and humanity get through the next 5 years, even the next, even the rest of this year and the next 4 more years. I think we're going to see some a turbulent world and society that feel like they're living in an altered reality, that they're not, they have no grounding. They can't ground themselves anymore. So what does that look like? That would look like, how do I incorporate animal therapy to help them stay grounded, help them incorporate talk therapy, you know, any sort of
Mm-hmm.
way that I can help them ground themselves so that they feel human and not being taken over by our technology and AI that we're seeing happening, and it's gonna exponentially grow at such a rate that people are gonna lose that human connection. And I think we
Mm-hmm.
have to make that, and I want to keep it that. I like to I want to offer that is is the human element to what I do, will be important. So that's kind of in a nutshell.
Well, thank you for all of that. I think it's very important that, looking at this whole situation that you're in and finding out really what your end goal is in life, because, we're all striving for something, and to
Yeah.
have these goals, it helps me with some clarity as to help, merge your personal life into your business life, and how we can make this happen for you so that you can help shift the world with your gifts and your knowledge, so that you can feel holistic in providing exactly what it is that you want to do.
Well, thank you very much. You said it very. That's well said. Yeah, I
Hmm.
would. Yeah.
And with my help, with the technology that we have, I can help to extrapolate more things for you, put it together so that you know the different steps that you need to take without feeling too overwhelmed or burdened.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that sounds great.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
I'm Sister Lise here. I'm here, gonna help you out through all of this, Henry, and I just like to see people light up when they see the plan.
Well, I I'm actually really excited and looking forward to it, and I'm manifesting it and putting it
Yeah,
out there. So I yeah, so
exactly. So your
I just
dreams are coming true right now, and today it's the day of the portal. So I want you to put down, take a piece
it's
of
the
paper,
yep,
and it's write the date down. And then
okay,
in from 1 year from now, all of the things that you want to actualize in your life. So you just say that, write 8 things that you want to manifest.
okay,
Okay?
yep,
And then sign
I
it
will.
today and keep it somewheres. And then we'll look at it in a year from now.
That sounds really good.
Okay. Well, get
Uh,
excited because you're on a road to, changing your life and having all your dreams come true.
right on. That sounds
Because
great.
could you imagine if there's a donor out there, somebody's
Yep,
about to pass away, but they wanted to have something for the people and
yeah,
dog therapy, and they want to make a $5 million contribution to your business,
that'd be cool.
because they want you to be able to help people to heal that are going through grief and with their dogs.
That's that's
So there are
fantastic.
people
Yeah,
that are passing
love it.
away, like we talked about, and you might
Yes,
be, that could be something that could be a part of the business plan is philanthropy. You know
yes.
that
Uh,
you would take the grant and you would apply it to all the services that you provide.
that sounds great to me.
Yeah, then you don't have to worry and just do your work.
Uh, yes, yes,
Yeah,
that's awesome. Right on.
the
Thank you so much.
possibilities are endless, Henry. So
I
enjoy
will.
the rest of your day and just work on your manifestation.
Okay, I
And
will.
timeline wise, should we connect next Friday at this time?
Yes, Friday next week would work. That works well for me if it works well for you. Yeah.
Okay, and I'll set up another meeting and then I'll come up with some information. And then if you could send me your resume, do I have your email
Sounds
address?
good. Sounds
Your
great.
personal email address.
Yeah, it is Henry Lee, HenryLy 833 at yahoo.ca.
At yahoo.ca.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Henry. I hope you have a
Thank
great
you.
weekend.
Thank you.
Okay.
You as
See you next
well.
week, same
You
time.
bet. You too.
Okay.
Take care.
Thanks.
Bye
Okay.
bye.
Take care. Bye.
Bye now.
Bye.